What is up, everybody? Here, let me mute this real quick. Hey, man, we are so excited that you guys are here today. This is weird, right? This is so weird. I'm live. I'm not even with you guys from wherever you're watching. If you're at one of our host parties, whether you're there or maybe you're at your own house, you're on your own couch. I don't know, maybe in your pajamas already. This is weird, but hey, I'm so grateful that we have the technology to be able to go live like this, that you guys can still come together in the midst of kind of this chaotic, kind of never before heard, seen time in our lifetime. I was talking to some of your leaders and I was like, man, I've never been in a position like this where in my lifetime, I've never seen our country, our world, our county ever be like this. So it's really cool. I am so glad that you guys are tuning in. So real quick, if you are here, go ahead and go into the chat and just drop a hey, drop a hi, tell us you're here, that you're watching, if you're at one of our host parties, or if you're again watching from your own home, wherever it may be. Let us know that you're watching. We want to interact with you guys. We don't want this to be like just me talking to you guys and you just watching a video. We want to be talking with you guys, so we're going to have a ton of fun. Here's what we're going to do tonight. We got a couple announcements. We're going to update you on a couple things that's going on. We got a game. We're going to play a game. You know me. I love my games. I love having fun. And then we are going to dive into God's Word and continue our series, Influencer. So before we get into the game, let me give you some announcements. So I am so bummed that we had to reschedule Locked In 2020. But here is what I can promise you is that we are not going to cancel this event. We are for sure. We are going to have this event, but we are figuring out what date is the best to reschedule it. Right now, we are tentatively planning May 8th as our rescheduled date for Locked In 2020. But we will confirm that day. We want to make sure that everybody can come out. Right now, Mike Lee is all about it. Right now, he's all about it. Castaway's all about it. The people that need to be all about it are all about it. Now we just need you to be all about it. And so we'll let you know when we confirm that, what's going on with Castaway Cafe. So, or with our Locked In 2020. So make sure you guys put that in your calendar. Make sure you guys get off the calendar, whatever you have on that day, unless it's really important, keep it. Sorry if you do already, but and then make sure you come out. I know some of you guys have some crazy things, but that's Locked In 2020 update. That's what's going on. If there's anything else about it that you have questions about or whatnot, feel free to hit us up in the chat or to text one of your leaders. We'll make sure you update on that. So second thing is this: we are on YouTube live right now. This is our CBC Students YouTube page that we have had for a while. It's our CBC Students YouTube channel, actually, sorry. I'm not a true influencer yet, I guess, right, Jacob? Jacob's behind the camera, he's running all the stuff. So make sure if you see him next, you tell him thank you, because he's the man and he's the wizard to make this all run well for us. But we are, like I said, we're on our YouTube channel. I'm not shaving my beard. I'm watching you. Some of you are saying shave my beard. It's all good. I'm not going to shave it. It's not happening. All that stuff. Some of you are watching in the car. That's awesome. But hey, we're on our YouTube channel right now. Now you know, we have a YouTube channel. We've had it for just about a year now. We haven't posted a ton of content on it, but we want to. We are going to start planning some pretty fun stuff to be in some pretty fun content that we're going to be recording and putting out on YouTube. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Our goal is 100 subscribers. We want 100 subscribers on our channel, and if we do that, there's some cool things that YouTube allows us to do. So make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it with your friends, make sure they subscribe. We'll have some pretty funny and awesome and real content coming out on YouTube, and so make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Now I feel like a true influencer. But that is our YouTube channel, the Locked In 2020, and I think it's about it for now. One thing I just want to talk about. What I love that we get to be able to do it, the fact that we get to be able to do this, is that, you know, a building is not the church. CBC's building as a whole is not the church. This house I'm sitting in, so I'm in my house. I'm in like my little corner right here, in my living room. This is not the church. The church is us. It's the body of believers, the people. Jesus's church is us. It's not a building. So I love the fact that in the midst of kind of a chaotic time that we can still come together. We can still be together, dive into God's Word, have some fun, have some fellowship, enjoy some pizza. Let's be real. Hopefully you guys ate some of that pizza I ordered for you. But we get to have some fun. And the reality is I know that there's so many opinions in the world of what's going on and what's not going on. The reality is right now we are going to take it seriously, and we'll update you on future Sunday nights and Wednesday nights and all sorts of stuff on what's going to be going on at church. But for now, we're live. We're going to start off with a game, actually. So, Jacob, if you want to roll that game, we're going to play a game, and this game is called, I forgot the name of it already. What's it called, Jacob?
Your 3-year-old pictionary.
3-year-old pictionary. Duh. 3-year-old pictionary. The way this game works is this. There's going to be a drawing because it's nice out, and I wish I had some chalk to go outside. We are going to we're going to be going over some 3-year-old pictionary, some drawings on the ground. You guys got to guess what it is, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to flip. Can you flip that screen around for me so I can see it? I guess I should have thought through this. So the first one is this. Check out that drawing. Tell me, what do you think it is? Do you think it's A, a vampire, B, an angry cow, or C, I don't even know what that says. Calthus something something something. Oh, that was just an example. My bad. That was an example. It was a vampire. There you go. Second, so is this a crow looking for trash to eat? That's what it is. I'm following behind here, guys. All right, let's go to that's third one. Okay, is this one a zombie rabbit, a happy bat, or this is you, daddy? That sounded really weird. So what do you guys think that is? What do you think this third one is? There it is. It is a happy bat. Note the smile. Next one is a 3-horned goat, or is it, I don't even know what happened, the king of the north, the lizard king of the north, or is it a dancing gecko? Check it out. What is it? C, a dancing gecko, obviously. Next one is this. A friendly centipede. Is it a superhero cat fighting bad guys, or is it the coronavirus strain? Yikes. I don't know what this may be. Let's see what it is. It's B, a superhero cat fighting bad guys, obviously. Next one, a pterodactyl, a dragon who's also a fireman, or is it a rabbit relaxing in a hammock? What do you think, Jacob? I don't know what it is. B. It's obviously B. Duh. A dragon who's also doing something. Next one. Some sort of quail, a T-Rex named Scott, or just a plain old duck. I'm going with the duck. I think it's a duck. Let's see what it is. Hey, I was right. And I didn't even look at this game. Next one. What do you think it is? Is it A, B, or C? I think currently it's C. I think it's Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 3. What do you think it is? C. Man, see, I'm on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on fire. Next one. The sun blasting rays of death on unsuspecting beachgoers. Or is it a creepy octopus? Maybe it's Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe it's A. I think it's A. Is it? I am straight fired. I promise you I didn't look at this game before I put it on the internet. I literally just grabbed it. Next one. Is it king holding hands with his best friend who's a B? An alien taking guy to be probed? Definitely B. It straight up needs to be B. Yikes. Ouch. Next one. President Donald Trump? That's rude. A Yeti singing opera or Batman with a beard? Batman would look better with a beard. That's all I'm saying. Batman would look better with a beard. Because all men look better with beards. Duh. Okay, so we are going to, that's a game. Hope you had some fun. We're trying this out. I don't know. Maybe leave in the comments. What do you think would be some good games to play while we're live stream? You let us know. What would be a good game to play? Leave it in the chat. We're going to come back in about 30 seconds for our session or our lesson tonight about diving into talking about wisdom and influence in our series, Influencers. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Be right back. good. Live?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Guys, we're figuring out technical difficulties here, so give us a little bit of break.
Battery low.
Battery low on what?
Camera.
Camera? Are you serious?
That's that. Yeah. Like,
Look at that, boys and girls. We got our battery low. We're gonna go back. Give us 2 more seconds. Am I live?
Yep,
I'm good. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. We had to switch batteries because I'm a dingus and forgot to put a new battery in here before we started. So, drop in the chat. Make sure let me know that you're here. No, I know, not the battery life, low battery. Don't call me a loser, okay? I'm not a loser. I'm just sometimes technologically illiterate, okay? So don't call me a loser. And no, I'm not shaving my beard. Stop telling me to shave my beard. And ladies, stop that. Talk to my wife, okay? Anyways, we are back. We are live. So we're going to get our message tonight. We're going to get back into our series, Influencers Round 2, or Week 2 of our series. So we're going to dive into it. So last week we started a series in called Influencers, and we talked about what it means to be an influencer. We talked about what it means to influence the people around us, and how it starts with humility, right? It starts with being humble and not arrogant. Because if you're arrogant, if you're all about yourself, if you're all about getting that mic, right? We had somebody play rock, paper, scissors, and we made them. Steven won. He had to give a speech, a thank you speech, or whatever you want to say. And we talked about how getting the mic is not about having everybody look at you, but about the message that you can share with everybody else. And so last week we started talking about that way, and we started talking about the ways that we influence the world around us and how we can influence people wisely. And so when it comes to making decisions or navigating life's obstacles, it's so important to consider whose advice is influencing us and if their advice can be trusted, right? So when we're faced with big decisions, when we're faced with challenges or questions, there's something we need from people who influence us, and that's wisdom. So tonight we're going to talk about wisdom, and here's what wisdom is. Wisdom is truth turned into action. Wisdom is so much more than simply having lots of knowledge or expertise about a subject. Wisdom is understanding what to do with all of that knowledge. Wisdom isn't just knowing the difference between good and evil. Wisdom is actively chasing what's good rather than what's evil. If we want to be the kind of influencers who talk about more than just ourselves, one who shares messages that are meaningful, then we need wisdom. So now that we've kind of defined wisdom, let's figure out who we know that is wise. I want you to think about for a second. Think about in your own life, who are some of the wisest people that you can think of? Talk about it maybe with your host group, maybe talk about it, or think about it wherever you may be watching. Talk about it with your parents, maybe watching with them. Who are some of the wisest people you can think of? Who are they? What are they wise about? I have some people in my life who are really, really wise that are pouring into me, and they're wise about life. I'm a new dad, right? We just had Brooks, man. I wish he was here. I could totally hang out with him tonight and show you guys him, but man, I took him away. But anyways, what are they wise about? I lean on people right now in my life that are really good dads, that they're wise when it comes to how to be a great parent. So who are those people? Who are the wisest people that you can think of? What are they wise about? What are the characteristics of these people? What makes them wise? Are they humble? I hope that they're humble. Maybe they're really smart. So think about this. Who are some of the wisest people that you can think of? What are they wise about? And then what characteristics of these people or what characteristics of these wise people, what are the characteristics of these wise people? Think about that. And we're going to come back to that in a little bit. But for right now, I'm going to read some statements, and then I want you to tell me, or you drop in the chat, or tell the group of people that you are with if you agree or disagree with them. Okay? So some of these questions may seem really obvious to you, but others may cause you to think a little bit. Okay? It's okay if you and the person next to you don't agree. It's all right. So here's the first one. A wise person is always telling people what to do. Right? A wise person is always telling people what to do. Do you agree? Or do you disagree? So do you agree? Yes, they should be telling everybody what to do because they're so wise and they should be doing that. Or do you disagree that a wise person isn't always telling people what to do? Here's the next one. A wise person has a good idea of what is good or helpful. Again, a wise person has a good idea of what is good or helpful. Okay, people are saying, no, you disagree with the first one. No, false, false, no. Obviously not true. So here's the second one. Like we said, a wise person has a good idea of what is good or helpful. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's true or not true? Here's a third one to think about. A wise person thinks highly of themselves. Does a wise person think highly of themselves? Agree or disagree? Here, we're going to move on to the next one. A wise person takes care of themselves before they take care of others. Do you agree or do you disagree? They take care of themselves before they take care of others. I think that one got me the most when I was prepping for this because it's so hard to think, right? If a wise person doesn't take care of themselves, how can they take care of other people? But then the flip side of that, right? The counter argument is, well, we should always be putting people first. So I don't know where I stand on that. What about you? Do you agree or disagree with that? Next one is this. A wise person doesn't make mistakes. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think wise people make mistakes? I think they do. I probably disagree with this statement. The next one is this. A wise person is usually rich or powerful. A wise person is usually rich or powerful. Do you agree or do you disagree? A couple more. Next one. A wise person is a good problem solver. So they can problem solve really well. If they're wise, it means they're a good problem solver. Do you agree or disagree? A wise person, and this is our last one. A wise person is more concerned with right or wrong than solving a problem. A wise person is more concerned with right or wrong than solving a problem. That's an interesting one, right? Because a wise person wants to fix the problem. They want to give an answer, but maybe that means that they give up what might be right or wrong. Or is that even problem solving? I don't know. Do you agree or disagree with this? You see, here's the thing, guys. It's not always easy to define wisdom, but thankfully, God has a lot to say about what wisdom is and how we can get more of it. In fact, there's an entire book of the Bible dedicated entirely to wisdom called Proverbs. And I'm going to throw the verse up on the screen. I'm going to read. It's like the guides in a game, or kind of just like when you think about a game, right, where maybe you have somebody, have any of you played a game maybe where you had somebody telling you what to do, maybe they blindfolded you, and somebody was telling you what to do, and you had to trust them, right? Well, just like the guides in that type of game, or maybe whatever type of game like that, where you have somebody guiding you, the way that they guide and protect you while you do the game, wisdom can be the same way. Here's my point. Wisdom can help and guide us and protect us through life's different obstacles. Wisdom can protect us. Wisdom can guide us. And so here's the thing. We gain wisdom by learning from others who are wise. When we gain wisdom, wisdom helps guide. It helps guard. It helps protect. That's when we read that passage, the her is wisdom. So when we gain it from learning from other people, we gain the wisdom, and that wisdom helps guide, guard, and protect us. But we can also help others gain wisdom by sharing the wisdom we've learned from others. When we share wisdom, wisdom helps guide, it helps guard, and it helps protect other people too. You see, it's no surprise that throughout history and across cultures, wise people are often respected and honored. But even when they are not respected or honored, wise people are always needed. You see, here's the thing. We all need wisdom, and we all need people who can help us find it. We already said that wisdom is chasing what's good, right? I said that earlier, rather than what's evil. Wisdom is not chasing what's evil. But let's be honest, life isn't always that simple. Our decisions are often more complicated than choosing between something that is clearly good and something that is clearly evil. Not everything is right and wrong, not everything is easy to see what is right and wrong. You see, in the years following the resurrection of Jesus, the early Christians were having trouble figuring out the wise thing to do in a specific situation. And at the time, it was common practice to offer an animal sacrifice to false gods. After those sacrifices were made, the meat from those animals would sometimes be sold and be eaten, and the Christians of the day couldn't decide if it was okay for them to eat that meat or not. If they ate it, would it be like they were worshiping false gods? You see, the Apostle Paul, one of the biggest influencers for Jesus ever, said this in response. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10, it says this. The thing, guys, that's a really interesting response. The fact that that's what Paul's response is. On one hand, we have an incredible freedom in Jesus. God's grace frees us from seeing our faith as though it's a strict list of do's and don'ts. But on the other hand, even though we have incredible freedom, not everything that is allowed is always the best choice for us. It's not always the best choice for the people we love or for the world that we live in. When we're not sure what's good, Paul gives us one way to decide what's wise. He tells us to think not just about what we want, but to think about what's best for others. You see, wisdom is how we make decisions when our options aren't clearly good or evil. Wisdom means chasing after what's good, even when what's good isn't totally clear. You see, one way that we can use our influence wisely is to think about the way that we use our words. The words we say, both in person and online, whether that's social media, whether it's on Snapchat, Instagram, most of you are on Facebook anymore, but maybe on YouTube. Whatever it is, the words that we use in person, online, or texting, on phone call, whatever it is, those words carry influence. You see, Ephesians chapter 4 says this. See, here's the thing, guys. A wise person doesn't worry about how they can get more people to listen to them speak. A wise person isn't trying to figure out how to get more people to hear them. A wise person is more concerned with the content of the message coming from their lips. They care more about the message than the audience. Like we talked about last week, would you rather have a message with no audience or an audience with no message? What do you think? Well, according to this passage, a wise person is more concerned with the content of their message. A wise person doesn't only know the difference between good and evil, they turn that knowledge into action by chasing words that are good and running from words that could harm. Whether it's through their words or actions or decisions, the best influencers are people who pursue wisdom. They don't know everything. A good influencer doesn't mean that they know everything, but they're on a mission to always get more wisdom. And they're not perfect, but they're always chasing what's good. And even though what's good isn't always totally clear, they know that they have the ability to either guide or they have the ability to either guide or to push away people away from wisdom. So if you want to influence others, start by letting wisdom influence you. Start by letting wisdom influence you. When we think of wise people, we often think of elders. And what I mean by elders is people who are older than us. People with a lot of age and experience. But age has nothing to do with wisdom. And here's what I mean by that. Just because somebody's old doesn't mean they have wisdom. You can be 100 years old and still not be wise. Or you can be a teenager who is already growing in wisdom. In fact, the sooner you start pursuing wisdom, the more wisdom you'll gain. So if you want to influence others, start by letting wisdom influence you. To be an influencer, here's our big idea for tonight. To be an influencer, chase good, not evil. Be wise. Look for wisdom. So let's think again at the list of wise people that we made earlier, right? That we were thinking through. Who's the wisest person that you can think through? Think about one or two wise people in your life who really stand out to you. What makes them wise? How do you think they got so wise? How do you think they got to a point where you say, hey man, that person is so wise? How do you think they continue growing in wisdom? How do you think that their wisdom could help you become more wise? Now let's take a next step. This week, what if you had a conversation with that person? What if you just shot them a text and said, hey, I want you to know that I think you're really wise, and I appreciate that. And then follow up with that conversation. Why not ask them how they became wise? Why not find out how they continue growing in wisdom? Why not ask them to tell you their story? How did they get to the point in their life where they have so much wisdom? We've talked about how wisdom is about chasing good, not evil. But that it's not always easy to define what's good or what's wise. So whenever you find yourself thinking, what's the wise thing to do? Here are some questions that I think you could ask. First one is this. What is the good thing to do? What is the good thing to do? Is there a clear right and wrong? What is a clear good or not good? If you do know that, if it is clear, what is it? What is the helpful thing to do? Maybe you're like, I don't really know necessarily. Maybe they're both good options, right? They're both good things you can be doing. Okay, what's most helpful? What's most helpful to the people around you? What's most helpful to you? And then the last question is, what is the kind or compassionate thing to do? What's the thing that shows other people kindness or compassion? Whenever you find yourself giving advice or problem solving with other people, ask, what is the most respectful way of sharing my thoughts? What words will be most kind and compassionate? What can I say that benefits others and not just myself? When someone gives you advice or help, assess their input the same way. Okay, somebody's giving me this advice, right? Because here's the thing, and I want to pause this really quick. I want to pause here really quick. When we are looking for advice, when I was a teenager, and I can probably guess for some of you guys, when we were looking for advice, we didn't always go to the wise people in our lives. We went to our friends. We went to people who are our age, and that's a natural response. And so when you hear advice from friends, or maybe you hear advice from somebody who you don't maybe not necessarily that you don't fully trust them, but maybe you're just asking because it's a friend or it's a peer or whatnot, go through these questions. Is the advice that they're giving me good and helpful and truthful? Does this person resemble what I know wise people are like? Is this person looking out for me or are they looking for themselves? You see, here's the thing, guys. Life is complicated. No matter how much you gain, there's always more to learn and more to understand. We are never at the finish line until we're standing in front of Jesus. There's always, on this earth, in this lifetime, there's always more to learn. And there's more to understand. That goes back to what we talked about last week. That you have to be humble. You have to have humility to understand that. That you can always be learning. That you can always grow in wisdom. Chasing good, chasing wisdom is a never-ending journey. And it's so worth it. And so as you pursue wisdom, you'll begin to know God better. And as you pursue God, you'll begin to grow in wisdom. You see what I'm saying? When you pursue wisdom, you'll begin to know God better. And as you pursue God, you'll begin to grow in wisdom. That's because God is the source of all wisdom. You see, the path towards wisdom may be never ending. But what you learn and gain along the way will be well worth the effort. So go out, just like the passage that we read earlier says, go get wisdom. Start your pursuit today. To be an influencer, chase God, not evil. Go get wisdom. Grow in your wisdom. Chase wisdom. Because it's going to help you influence people with a message that matters. Remember, guys, chase good, not evil. That's how you can be an influencer. Let me pray for you guys, and then we are going to end the stream. You guys are going to break off into small groups. You're going to hang out, and we'll catch you later. Let me pray. God, we are so grateful for you. God, thank you for technology today. Thank you that we are able to gather together with our friends and maybe some of our small group leaders and be able to dive into your word together and still have community even though we might not be face to face. God, you are a good God. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to always be learning, to always be growing in wisdom and in knowledge of who you are. God, I pray that we don't waste that. I pray that we are humble in being able to grow in that and be able to acknowledge that we always can keep growing, always can be gaining knowledge and wisdom. God, thank you so much for who you are and for loving us the way you do. God, tonight I especially pray for our country and for this world even, that this virus that's going around, whether people think it's crazy, people think it's overhyped, people think that it's the end of the world, no matter where we stand on it, God, we know that there are people hurting in this world. We know that there are people affected by this. So God, I pray that you give them peace, you give all of us peace. And God, I pray that you allow this time to be a time where we as the church can go and be a light in a dark world. God, we love you. Thank you for giving us influence. Thank you for giving us wisdom. Thank you for being the source of all wisdom. And it's in your son's name we pray. Amen. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited. If you want to go back and watch this will actually stay posted on our YouTube channel. Share this with somebody that you want. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that we can hit that 100 mark. When we hit that 100 mark, I didn't say this earlier, when we hit that 100 mark of subscribers on our YouTube channel, we will raffle off a $50 Amazon gift card, because who doesn't want to shop? You can even buy toilet paper off of it. So that's up to you. But I'm going to end here. I love you guys. We will keep you updated on what's going on with CBC students, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights. We will all be keeping you guys updated. We love you guys. That's all I got. Signing off. Peace.